Welcome back to The Scoop. From rising stars to seasoned pros, our next guests are part of the collective behind Theatre Georgian Bay.
These actors have staged several productions across Georgian Bay, but are best known for their annual Shakespeare shows at the Outdoor Shipyards Amphitheatre and Green Space in Collingwood.
So you may notice Nadia's missing. That's because she's now joining us as a guest alongside fellow collective members Candy PRYCE and Nancy CHAPPLE. Nice.
Ladies, come on out!
All right, ladies, let's start at the beginning. Okay, so how did the Theatre Georgian Bay come to life?
Well, I moved to Meaford in 2014 and immediately found a way to get involved in the arts. And so the people that I was connecting with, we decided that there wasn't enough professional theater that was homegrown in our area. And so we were like, why don't we start something? And we cast out some lines, and all of a sudden the town was on board, and they were like, the town of Collingwood specifically was on board for us to do a summer Shakespeare. And one of our co-founders, so I started this with Stephanie Fowler and Cam Oates were my other two co-founders. And Cam had an affiliation with Stratford. We rallied everything and put a post out on the interwebs. Yeah. And all of a sudden we had like 400 resumes that came our way. And we were like, no, we don't have money.
That whittled it down,
we just wanted to put on some shows with professional people. So we had to narrow it down to people who lived in the area. And we basically collected a group of like-minded collective members to kind of start this company. And we would operate under a profit share system. So it was basically just a couple of us sitting around having coffee and being like, we should start our theater company. Yeah, we probably should. How do we do that? Boop. And then all of a sudden, the collective has grown and changed, and 10 years later, we're still going strong. Mm-hmm. So Candy was with us from day one.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember coming to meet you guys. It was actually in this room.
Yes,
yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we held auditions and pretended we knew what we were doing.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell. It's
Well, we started pretty big. We did a handful of shows that first year, and gradually have whittled it down to our summer Shakespeare that we do every year at the Shipyards Amphitheatre in Green Space.
Yeah. So what inspired that whole idea to actually bring it to the amphitheater?
That was partially Cam, partially the town and the location. But I'm going to turn it to these guys because what's kept it going is actually the more interesting question. Because that first time it's like, wow, that was a success. But then we did it again and again. And Candy's sort of taken the reins in the company. She's stepped in a directorial way and very much sort of she's the mama of the group kind of way. So Candy, what do you think brings audiences, and why do we do this every year to ourselves?
Yeah, we do ask ourselves that question sometimes. Why are we doing this to ourselves? It's the space, as you mentioned, is really kind of magical. It was a relatively new space when we started it, so not a lot of people were using it. So the town was very enthusiastic about having someone come in and do shows there. And because it backs onto the water, and you've got the water and the birds and the weather and all of this and the group of people all coming together and seeing old stories from hundreds, thousands of years ago. It creates this sort of magical atmosphere. That's what draws us back every year, I think.
Yeah, you basically don't need a set because it's like, well, but look, it's so pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
So how does the collective work as a producing team?
Well,
Nancy's our newest collective member.
What have you observed, Nancy?
What have I observed? Well, I've been involved with Theatre Georgian Bay from an acting perspective for, I guess, 5 years now. And this will be my 4th show with them. But this is my first year as a collective member. And basically we act as co-producers. So we all pitch in, we start hopefully the year before we present the show. And we each take a chunk of the work that's required. So there's work required around obviously marketing and script development and casting and auditions. And so we each take a chunk of that basically, and we have collective meetings pretty frequently. And then once we get our production team in place, then we start production meetings very regularly up until the run of the show. So there's set design. We all get to collaborate, and although it's usually quite minimalistic, we do need a few things on the stage other than just us. And then we usually tap into somebody who's got some talent in the department of costuming, and then setting rehearsals, and then off we go. And here we are. And it's a very compressed rehearsal schedule. It's a very professional rehearsal schedule in that we basically have about 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, so a huge part of the year leading up to is also grant applications and liaising with the town and making sure all those ducks are in a row. Because theater, despite our goal to make everything accessible financially for our audience, still costs money. So there's fundraising and grant applications that need to happen, which I keep looking at Candy because she's been our ringleader in that department.
Yeah, well, like right now, at the same time as producing the current show, Nancy and I are working on a grant application for next year's show. So these things happen kind of simultaneously. And
Stuff ahead, right?
yeah.
It's pretty much a year-round activity.
Yeah.
It ramps up over the fall into the winter, but it is still something you got to keep your finger on it throughout the whole year. Otherwise, those apples, they drop, which is not a good thing.
I do just want to bring it back to the word accessibility, because that sort of is the core of everything that we try to accomplish with Theatre Georgian Bay. So not only financially do we make the pay what you can model, meaning it's by donation, but there's a suggested minimum donation of $25 at the metaphorical door at the entrance ways. But I mean, if you're a family of 4 and that's not what you can afford, we're just grateful to be able to bring some Shakespeare into your lives. But accessibility translates also into the scripts that Candy adapts. She takes an epic script and somehow turns it into about 90 minutes, which is palatable, no intermission. And the way that she directs it and that we all perform it is very integrated with the audience, and it's very audience sort of.
So audience participation is a big part of it?
I wouldn't call it participation, just
Involvement.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're out in an outdoor space without lighting, without tech, really, of any kind, we are in direct contact with the audience. We can see them, they can see us. Shakespeare has many things that are in his plays where characters speak directly to the audience. So we include those. Sometimes the actors come through the audience. Sometimes they'll talk to go and sit down with someone in the audience if it's appropriate, and actually speak to them. In the past, we have had opportunities in the plays to have a guest member of the audience come in and play a small part. We don't have a space for that in this particular play, but so anytime we can do things like that, we bring them in.
And we do seem to get a lot of kids that come out, which is great. And I think that's one of the things that really makes me happy about it, because, Shakespeare, you go high school, Shakespeare, but we want to make sure that it still lives.
Yes,
and I think that's one of the beautiful things about the way that the script is reduced to a small, a manageable length of time, but also accessible from the language perspective.
Right.
One of the most fun experiences I think that I've seen is when we did Romeo and Juliet, and there's quite a number of kids. Of course, it's a well-known play, but there's a number of young people in the front audience, and they're going. and when there's kissing, they're going, and it's. I think that's just so awesome, and we see those families come back year after year, which is, I think, also really important to make sure that we don't lose that part of classical theater. I think it's still important, and I think it makes it perhaps more interesting when the time they get to high school, they'll go, oh, I saw Comedy of Errors, Romeo and Juliet, whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, you know what, that really wasn't as icky as I thought it was going to be, and maybe I can really enjoy it as part of my my education.
Well, accessible to people that way.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the accessibility part too, that we want it to be for family friendly, so that anyone can come. And so, there are some plays we won't do because they're not family friendly. Some of his stuff is pretty heavy.
Would you do Macbeth?
you can't
What?
say
Oh, no!
Everybody turn around.
You
go
can't say
spin
that.
out
We're
the
in the
Scottish
theater.
play.
Oh my
You've
goodness.
done it already.
Yeah, we will
Go.
Oh yeah.
No,
oh yeah.
it's
a thing.
It's a
It's a
tradition and a
thing.
superstition.
It's a thing.
Say that word?
You can't
The Scottish
quote
play?
the play, and you can't say the name of the play.
Well, I just need to finish my interview.
Oh, you have
do
to
her
do,
circles right after.
as soon as we're done, you have to go side circle 3
Circle,
times.
yes.
Okay, so tell us what guests the audience can expect with A Winter's Tale.
it's a really interesting play because Shakespeare wrote it later in his career and he was getting a little more sophisticated with his stories. So it's not just, oh, this is a comedy and the whole thing's going to be funny and that's it. Or this is a tragedy. It's going to be sad and there's going to be a sad ending, but it's going to be lovely. It's a bit of both. It sort of starts out in this tragic world where terrible things are happening. And then it transitions into this other place where wonderful things are happening. And by the end of it, the two worlds have come together and all, everything's been resolved. It's a sad story with a happy ending.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
I think that's one of the plays I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one of his well-known ones, yeah.
So we're 10 years in to our company, but this is our 9th year at the amphitheater. We did have COVID that took us out for a year, and we did we called it Stay at Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
We did Romeo and Juliet on Zoom. So it was Stay at Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun. So next year marks our 10-year anniversary. So that one, that will be sort of bringing everything full circle. But in those 9 years, I mean, you get through a lot of Shakespeare's comedies.
And it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
Because they all have something fascinating or interesting or even topical in them that you can find.
Yeah.
Remember the first time reading Shakespeare, it's like,
Yeah, well, it wasn't
like, make it stop.
it wasn't written to be read, right? It was written to be heard and to be performed.
Well, Candy, Nancy, Nadia, thank you so very much for joining us today.
But listen, we're not done yet. After the break, we're playing a fun little game inspired by the Bard himself. And yes, Superstar Jack's coming back too, so please don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to The Scoop. We're here with some of the collective members from Theatre Georgian Bay and one of Georgian Bay's finest young actors, Jack Bischoff.
So we're switching things up with a game called Bard or Band.
So, everyone, this is how it works. In front of us, there's a stack of quotes, and each of you in your hands have a little sign. One says Bard and one says Band. So Bard is for a Shakespearean quote. Band is for a Canadian song lyric.
Ah.
So they're all mixed up in here. Don't think this is going to be easy because you'd be surprised how deep some of these lyricists are. All right, so we're going to go around the circle, starting with Nancy, and you're going to take turns reading them out loud. Now, the more dramatic you make your reading, the better. And extra bonus points for a British accent.
Oh, well.
I am not playing because I'm keeping score and also because I know all the answers.
Multiple
Go ahead.
choice. Pick anyone?
Nancy's up, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. My words fly up. My thoughts remain below.
Ooh.
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below.
That's interesting. Are we voting?
Yeah. That seems bardish.
Yeah.
It does, but it also...
You are correct.
Oh,
Yes,
Yay.
it is from Hamlet.
Ah.
Candy.
All right. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Ooh, good accent.
It's also the name of a movie.
Bard. They all have Bard. You are correct.
right.
That is from
And, and now, because I said it, we're both going to have to go outside.
Enter a circle. I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking when I put that in there.
We'll fix it.
Hell is empty and the devils are here.
Ooh.
Do I get to vote still?
Yes.
Yes, 'cause you don't know.
The answers aren't on there.
Yeah.
Band.
I feel like that's a song.
Band. Bard. Oh, Candy for the win. It is from The Tempest.
Okay.
Oh, well, you would know
Yes,
that.
yeah, we did that one.
As dramatic as you can, Janene.
The days drag on, the nights last forever.
Oh.
Oh.
That's gotta be
I'm going band.
band.
You're correct. That's a little Shania Twain, y'all.
Yeah.
You are the bearer of unconditional things. Oh. That's Bard.
I feel like that's, was that the Romeo and Juliet?
I'm going band.
I feel like I was also.
But it is a band.
Oh, yeah.
Band.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My only love sprung from my only hate.
I mean, you make everything sound so beautiful.
Too early, known too late.
Yes, you are correct. That is from Romeo and
Romeo and Juliet, yes.
Yeah, I want more
Yes,
about
R&J.
from my grandma.
There is comfort in melancholy when there is no need to explain.
Bard. That's gotta be Bard. That is not in a band. They don't use melancholy in the word.
I think somebody used melancholy.
Yeah. Who used melancholy? Alana? No.
Candy is correct. It is Joni Mitchell.
Okay, well, she would definitely do that.
Yeah. See all those words? We still use all
Yes,
those.
we do.
Shakespeare's
Accessible.
Absolutely.
The wheel has come full circle.
Nice.
The wheel has come full circle. I'm
Going with band.
Oh, we're different.
I feel that's Bard.
I'm gonna go with band.
Worse.
What do you think?
What do you think, Jack?
Is it from
Bard
the
or band?
I'm gonna say Bard.
Oh, you are correct.
Very good.
It is Bard.
Very good.
King Lear.
Oh.
Jeez, I should
The
have
wheel
a
has
blank
come
one.
full circle.
Somewhere between your heart and mine, there is a window I cannot see through.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
Shakespeare has
It's pretty.
Shakespeare kind of does that kind of thing where it's like it doesn't
Somewhere
rhyme,
between
but
your
like
heart
it
and
like kind
mind.
of hits you.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel that's Bardish.
That's gotta be Bard.
It is Bardish. That's why she picked it. But I think
Oh,
it's
I'm
band.
going bandy.
Ooh.
I'm going
We're in
bandy.
It's
band.
the two sides again.
Band is correct.
Yes.
I switched right before you said that
Anne
too.
Murray.
And
The night is my companion, and solitude my
Okay.
guide.
That's Bard.
That's
yeah,
a Bard.
I don't.
And
even
solitude,
know
your
anything else.
Guide.
That's
The night is my
Bard.
companion,
Like that is
solitude my
Shakespeare
guide.
through and through.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll go with
If
that.
that's not Shakespeare, I'm gonna freak out.
I put that in there thinking that was like the easiest one, and I felt like, oh no, it's Sarah McLachlan, guys.
oh, good for Sarah.
I think it's
like
all
walk
about
off
how
with
you
that.
present it.
Absolutely.
And that's
insane.
Well, everybody, that was a lot of FUN, and honestly, pretty impressive. No idea. Pretty cool.
Well, from stage to screen and Bard and beyond, it's been a celebration of all things thespian today, but we'll be back next week with more local businesses and a makeover you won't want to miss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, huge thank you to our guests, Jack BISCHOFF, Candy Price, and Nancy Chapple.
Thanks for having us.
So, what's the Scoop Georgian Bay? You got to tell us.
If you've got an event, story, or local business we should know about, pop us off an email or drop us a comment below. We'd love to feature you.
Thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. I still can't believe some of these though. We were just
What are the other two?